Agus did a brilliant to August Moore August no more than their massive, but of course the shield shot to Wynn's Hotel. And to those of you from the other side of the Liffey, welcome to the North Side and to one of the North Side's great institutions. There's a lot that's good that's going on the North Side. And can I say, since we're all putting out our stall, when I launched on the 14th of March this year, I laid down 3 pillars. And the first was mental health and awareness. And I also salute the presence of Joan Freeman here. I've been to Theatre House, I've been to Console, I've been to So Sad, because suicide is a real and significant and growing problem in this country because of the pressures under which we all find ourselves, not just here. Listen to the news from Italy today, and it is a really difficult problem, and I learned a great deal. And I think one of the things about growing and being part of the community is learning. I learned about the language, not to say as we all did so easily in the old days, to talk about committing suicide. You commit a sin, you commit a crime. I also learned that people who take their own lives, who end their lives, do it not to end their lives, but to end the unbearable mental pain under which they find themselves. And we can, yes, as a community, reach out, intervene. And Joan taught me some of the signs to watch out for. And yes, we can all help each other as a community. And that is what is so important, in my opinion, here. And I feel I'm among friends. I even see a few of my Trinity voters here today. And I hope they won't have to vote for me again, because I hope, like all my colleagues here, that I'll be successful. But I know that we will all work together for the better of Ireland, whether we're successful or not, and we will all support the successful candidate. I'm delighted to see people from the hospice here. As you know, I flew through a bit of turbulence, and the day the balloon was going up, I was visiting the hospice in Harold's Cross. And my heart was in turmoil, and I said, I've appeared on the stage, I know how to act, I know how to put on a brave face, and I'll do it for the couple of hours. It only took me 1 minute, because I was lifted, I was inspired, and there was an exchange of energy between myself and those wonderful people, because they were facing reality in a way that all of us ought to try. We should live as if every day was going to be our last. And I'm involved in the VSO, Voluntary Services Overseas, and in terms of job creation, I agree with my colleagues who talked about the importance of it, and I've done it. Just up the road here, a derelict house, 35 North Great Georgia Street, condemned by the city authorities. I managed to help to raise £2 million, and we involved local people in a force scheme. And there are good things about force. We brought 20 people off the unemployment register from the North Inner City and gave them hope, gave them jobs. The only pity was that it was for a limited time and they weren't able to continue permanently. Across the river, in the Hirschfeld Centre, I established a situation there before there was anything in Temple Bar, except of course the Project Theatre, which again gave people a sense of community, a sense of involvement, because their lives in the flats, in the slums of Dublin, for the first time placed before us on the stage, and they became a part of the audience. Now I'm of a certain generation. I grew up when there were things we respected: the church, the law, politics, and even the banks. And when I say I'm of a certain age, I just want to make one thing very clear, and I say this to my good friend and colleague Michael D. Higgins. You couldn't put one of his thinnest books between himself and myself in terms of age, so let's not have any more of this rubbish about people being old and all this kind of stuff. As long as you're alive and you're curious and you're active and you're contributing to society, you are valuable, and you are valuable, Michael, and I thank you for your friendship over many years. It's dangerous to talk about vision, but it will be challenging. We told you're an idealist. But we are a vision of St. Pete, we are a people of vision. The breastplate of St. Patrick. We think, and I've said this before, I don't apologise for repeating it, other nations think in black and white, but we, the Irish, dream in colour. And that's why we're so successful, not just as poets, but as inventors, as scientists. Boyle's law, Walton splitting the atom, the whole Boolean algebra from Cork. Why don't we sing this out as well and say that this also is Irish? But, although we have visions, there's always people say, ah, but what about? What about this? Everybody's born equal, but. Equality is a great idea, but. People who say this are negative, and I want to be unremittingly positive. and I'm a practical person, and I was delighted to meet Miss Griffin here, just for the first time, I think, from the North Cork Community Travellers Association. And can I tell you, when I put down the first amendments, which brought the gay community into legislation, and that was on the video bill, I included the travellers community, and I'm proud of the fact that I did that. Right, but I'm cutting to the chase, thank you very much, Deirdre, and I'm saying, you remind me of the great Anglican divine John Donne and his poem, "Ask not for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee." We're all in it together, and as President I would be proud to stand across the road here under the arcade of the GPO and repeat those thrilling words of the Easter Proclamation of 1916 addressed equally to men and women, and I would ask the government respectfully to invite the President of France, the President of the United States, and to commit ourselves not just to cherish all the children of the nation equally, but all the children of the planet. Because of course, it's wonderful that jobs have come from India to Kerry in the last week. But we must also remember that people have lost jobs in India as a result. We must all look after each other, and I just escaped the second bell.